Alright, so I have this nice little water problem here anytime it rains, and in general this area is pretty wet. And it's because it seems like there's a nice underground spring here coming down from my neighbor's property underneath the ground on top of the ledge, right in this little valley in between the ledge there and then the back hill coming down. And just right here I dug a hole about a foot deep, could see it streaming in, and it only took about, I don't know, 20 minutes to fill this whole pool up. So basically I have to do something about this, otherwise I'll just have this indefinite amount of mud always right here. So the plan is to probably trench from the corner of that bark mulch and cut down diagonally through here, try and keep up here as far as possible as I come down through the bucket area here, and then come out down here where the edge of this ledge is and jackhammer through some of this to get it down low enough. And then hopefully I can run at least beside the gravel for a bit, or at least spill out to the gravel here, ideally to get all the way down to the street. But there's another huge portion of ledge like right underneath this area, which is just straight solid face throughout the whole gravel area. I remember pouring over it. So I don't really think I can get through that, but at least right here I can get through the edge of this, or at least notch down further beside this gravel and get it past this little hump area so that it can keep flowing all the way down. And then if I bring the trench down here, I'll fill it with landscape fabric, gravel, and some perf pipe, basically a French drain, and just have that collect from up there and divert it down here, and then hopefully just notch this out and have it spill out to the end of the driveway where the storm drain is. So I guess it's time to start trenching and see what I hit. So you can see where the water is entering right there. So basically I want to cut as close as I can up here to catch it all before it runs down, and then trace it down. Alright, so I've got a rough trench dug here. The water's been flowing in it, so I can tell that it is graded enough until we get down here where there's ledge. So I'll have to jackhammer through some of that, bring it down a bit. May just have the corrugated pipe I put in here have a little spill out here, and then just trench this cleanly the rest of the way down. I just did a little bit with the shovel here. But coming up here, I did run into a stump that we ground instead of pulling out because it was too big, so caused a little bit of a turn, but since I'm going to use corrugated pipe, it's not a problem. It's just spin right around it. But, you know, coming up here to where the water's coming out, you know, it's still flowing pretty good now. It's spilling in from the side and from the back there, pretty much right where that ledge starts. So I dug down pretty much till my bucket was hitting ledge again. So, you know, I can only get so much depth here, but luckily this should be deep enough that I can put some gravel in, like a 4-inch pipe, 6-inch pipe, and then a couple inches of soil on top of it at least. And then when I put loam over that, it should be okay. Okay, so I actually cleaned out next to the ledge here, and I think I have enough space. The grade does come down a fair amount lower than this ledge point right here, but my plan is the water is still flowing down this way. I'm going to go back up through the whole trench, clean out all of the roots with some loppers, and then when I fill this in down here, I'm going to I wanted to have more space so I could add more gravel beneath it, and then get the pipe to the level, of course, that I want it, the grade that I want it, and hopefully right around here, basically right at this edge point, I wanted to have it spill out and go down out of there, but we'll see how that goes. Now to add this. Okay, so I have the whole pipe, gravel on bottom sides and on the top as best I can. I have it wrapped up in the fabric, and now I'll backfill all of that so the pipe doesn't move and everything. And up here, I'm probably gonna have it leave as a spill like this. I left a little bit more than I thought I was originally, so in case I want to couple it or something like that. I put a bunch of extra gravel because this is where it was all coming out of, right up in here. But, you know, I don't know how well. I'm hoping it catches it well, because this is basically going to cause all of the water that's coming out about that level to just trickle down into the pipe, and if it perks up, the pipe will catch it and it'll all come downhill. So now just to backfill. All right, so this project appears to be pretty much done. Just have to wait and see what it looks like once it rains, so I can check out if I'm still getting this area soaked. Hopefully, I pray to God it doesn't, but as you can see, all this up here is still mud. So once this dries out, I'll pull in the rest of the soil that was up there from previously and clean it up some more, like over here. But what I have left is just to compact the rest of it in once it dries out. And then I was considering jackhammering some of this ledge. Like right there's just solid ledge for about 5 or 6 feet, but for me, I don't think it's worth it just for that extra maybe inch of drop there. It'll probably, the water will come out of here, go about fine till about here and trough up a bit until it gets enough to come over this little hump. But I'll see how it works. Basically what I did with the Kubota here was just come down and break up the soil so I didn't have to do it with my back. And then I just tried to spread whatever stone dust and gravel I pulled up from that in the trough. And then once I'm done doing the patio in the back, and if I have any extra gravel from that, I'll finish back up here, because this was mostly just all stone dust on top of gravel and it got washed out. So clean that up a bit, and then possibly put some more gravel in this trough so we don't get as much washout. There you go. Can't even see what I did, I guess, except for that.